Hi everyone, welcome back to GeeksforGeeks YouTube channel, and I am your host for today and myself Rishav. So in today's video we are going to learn complete MERN stack development by building a course selling website like Udemy. Most of you might have used that one, like learning React or any of the stuff, right? So yeah, we are going to build a complete MERN stack application having a full demo with all the backend in Node.js and Express, and MongoDB as our database, and frontend is obviously in React.js. So I hope that you guys will be liking this video. So give it a thumbs up and subscribe GeeksforGeeks channel for receiving more videos from my side. So I hope that you will be liking this video. So without wasting any time, let's get started in the video, right? So yeah, let's get started. So getting started. So as you can see that we first have a home screen which is looking pretty much nice. Then we have courses section in which we have our courses like Udemy, which is having their title, price, off and all those stuff. We have login feature also, and where you can sign up and log in basically. So we will be learning authentication also, and you can see that it is looking pretty much awesome, right? The design is looking cool. So we will be learning all of this stuff in this tutorial. So after that, coming back, you can see that we can add to cart. We have favorite section, we have ratings, and if we click on any of the card, then we can see multiple videos under each course, and then you can go through that, and we can, if you buy, you can just get those videos, right? So I hope that this website is looking pretty much cool. It is built in React.js as we already told you. So let me just log out and then just sign up. So yeah, now let's getting started. So first what I've done here is I have created a new folder, codemy, and then after that we have to initialize our React.js project basically, right? As we are working on React.js. So for that, what command we have to give here is npx create react app and then your app name. So for of now, as we will be having a backend also, so I am just naming it client, right? In our main root folder, which is codemy. And once you hit enter, it will be installing all the dependencies and all those stuff that are required for starting your basic React application, the starter application, right? So it will take a little bit of time, and after that it will be creating our application. So then we can start. So let's just wait and see. So it's basically, you can see that what it installs like React, React DOM, React scripts, and the CRA template and all those stuff, right? So React.js is basically a framework. You can go into its documentation if you are a very beginner in React.js, right? And this is a very beginner friendly course. You can just learn from it. There are many previous videos in GFG of mine where I have made multiple projects like food delivery application, and then other application like e-commerce stuff and etc. You can also go through that videos also. Link will be provided in the description or in the end cards, right? So yeah, now you can see that it is completed. It has installed all those stuff. So you can see that it is giving a message, happy hacking. Now you can also use white, which is now quite popular in these days. Using white configuration also you can create your React application. It is pretty simple and same thing is done. Only the command is different. So there will be like white create react app, something like that. You can go through that also, but the main concept is same like what we are going to build, right? So as you can see, it is done. Now after this, the next step that we are going to do here is I will go inside the client and then I will simply start our React application. So I have done cd client and then I have written npm start, which is basically React start command, right? So yeah, so you can see it is showing the message that starting the development server, and now you can see that it has started our React application, right? So this is basically the empty template that comes by default. So after that sorry, yeah, so after that I have provided a readme readme.txt file in your drive. You can go into the drive link and you will be getting this readme.txt file where all the dependencies are present which you need to install, right? So just paste it, and now let's clear the SRC part. So we have many things that are not required, so I'm just deleting this stuff, so you can just delete them, right? So I have cleared all the stuffs. Logo, then app CSS we don't need, so I have just removed that one, and simply a hi message is coming, as you can see. Now we have to copy the button, toast message, and text input. Now these are the components that I have already created. So basically you can pass your props and this will be useful, right? Because I don't want to get into deep, you can see my previous video also, and this file will be provided in your drive. You will be getting this right from there. So I will just create a new component folder, and inside that I have pasted all of them. Then I have pasted utils, and then I have pasted the index.css file. So basically the scroll bar and the font I have set in the index.css. Now after that all the things are pretty much done, I guess. So we will be creating a new folder, that is pages. Like what are the pages that we are going to have in the components? We will be having the components that are reuseful or reusable, right? So yeah, now starting in the app.js. So first we will be having style components, right? So I have import styled components for like styled from style components. Then I will define my own component. So I have written const container equal to style.div. So this is basically our predefined container where we pass our CSS in this only. So that is why it is useful, like style components, right? So now first thing that we have to do is we have to add our theme, right? So I have wrapped the whole thing in a theme provider, and then in the theme we will be passing light theme that is already present in the utils. Let's just import that one. You will be getting that from the drive, right? So yeah, we import light theme from util/theme. Okay, perfect. Now our theme can be useful everywhere. After that, in the theme provider, inside that we will be having our browser router. So basically for our routing purpose, like navigating to different pages, we need browser router. So I have imported browser router routes and route from React router DOM, and then after the inside the browser router we will having our container basically that we have defined, right? So in this container, first thing that we are going to have here is a nav bar basically, as you have seen, right? So now let us just create the component navbar. So I have done navbar.jsx in our components folder, and then our default React, and then navbar is created. I have just imported it, and now you can see that navbar is coming, right? So that is how you can create multiple components and link them, right? Now in the container we will be having our color as text primary, and then background bg, and overflow xy are hidden by default. Yeah, that's pretty much good. Now our CSS is done for app.js. Now in the navbar I have imported all the stuff that are required: style components, button, menu icon, shopping cart icon, avatar, logout. This thing will be done later, the Redux part. So I have just commented that. So yeah, now let's just get started with the navbar. So first thing in the navbar, I will have our component nav, style component basically. Then inside that we will be having our navbar container. Now inside this navbar container we will be having our nav logo. So basically nav logo is as you can see that the CD is there, Udemy, right? So let us open in the big screen also, so you can see the logo, right? So yeah, so first we have our nav logo, and after that we are having inside this nav logo we will be having our logo, where in SRC I will pass logo image, and we will be having course demi name, right, of our logo. After that nav logo is done, we will be having our navigation items, as you can see, home and that links, right? So we have nav items, inside that we have nav links, where our basically home is defined, right? So yeah, now let us see. Yeah, let's close the logo. Yeah, done, right? Now let's just define the style components so that the error will be removed and we can just style this thing. So I have written nav, and then I have just copy pasted, and now I am just changing the names for all of them. Let's change that one. So yeah, now we have done. Now nav logo is the image, so I have changed that to style image, right? So this part is done, and after this, the next part, what we have here is yeah. Then the nav link, we need to navigate, right? So nav link will be basically a nav link, right, from React Router DOM, in which we have to pass a prop to where it will be navigated. Now starting with the style components, first is nav. So I have given background color, and then I have given height of 80 pixel, display is flex, align item center, justify content center, font size I have given, position sticky, top 0, z next 10, and color I have given white, right? So yeah, that is what it is going to be done. Then in the nav container, we have with 100%, max with 1400 pixel padding, and then display flex, align item center, justify content center, font size 1 rem, and then nav logo. We have a width, we have display flex, we have align item center, then we have padding, font weight, font size, etc., and gap, and text decoration none, and I have given a color, right? So now you can see that our navigation logo is looking perfect. Sorry. Now in the nav logo, we have given a height of 34 pixel. Now const nav items. Now in this nav items, it is a unordered list, so I have given style.ul. Width is 100%, display flex, align item center, justify content center, gap 32 pixel, padding 0/6, and let's just see. And for smaller screen, display is none, and for the nav link, it will be a styled, and then inside that we will be passing nav link in brackets, because that is also another component imported, right? And then we have added our style, display flex, align item center, and all those stuff. Now you can see it is looking perfect. Then give cursor pointer, transition, text decoration none, and in the hover I am changing the color and giving a border bottom of 1.8 pixel solid, right, with primary color. So that is how our navigation items is going to look like for bigger screen, not for smaller screen, right? Now next we have our button container, where we will be having our sign up button and the search button and all those stuff, right? So in the button container, we will be having first our nav link, that is for search, and we have the icon search rounded, color inherited, and then we have font size and etc. Then we have one button where the text will be sign in, and so it is kind of small, so props can be passed. I have passed small. Now let us define first of all open auth, set open auth. So basically this and current user, so these are basically props which I will be passing from our app.js. Open auth and set open auth is basically if you want to log in, then it will be open, right? So first define button container. Let's uncomment this. Now in the button container, we will be having with 100%, height 100%, and display is flex, right? Justify content flex and gap of 20 pixels, align item center and padding, right? So now you can see it is looking perfect. Now after that, now for smaller screen we have to do it, right? For bigger screen it's completed. Now for smaller screen we will be having a hamburger icon, right, or menu icon. So I have written mobile icon container, inside that we have menu rounded, and in it I have given the style color of inherit, so it will inherit from mobile icon the color. Basically it is a MUI icon, right? So I have given color, then I have given display none, and for smaller screen it will be visible, right? So I have given display flex, align item center. Now after this we will be defining a use state, which is open, comma set is open, in which we have use state, and by default it is false. This is basically our use state is done. Then we have mobile icon is done, I guess. For smaller screen it's visible. Then we have, now we have to do the navigation links for smaller screen, right? So is open is basically it will be opening a menu bar, right, for smaller screen, from where we can select that one, right? So I have just copied and pasted nav items there, and now let's just change the name to mobile menu. and then let's define that one. Const mobile menu equals to style.div, and then in the mobile menu we will be passing that whether it is open or not. So I have passed is open as is open. Now in mobile menu it is a style.div, so it will be a same thing, unordered list, and let's just style that one. Okay, so display flex direction column, and random start, gap, padding, list style none, width I have given, and padding, and background, position absolute, and transition and all those stuff I have given, right? So this is done basically. Okay, now when I'm clicking on the hamburger icon, so it should be open, right? But when we click on the nav link, it should be closed, right? So if we click on home, then our container should be disappeared, but like we should remove that one. So if we click on it, I am just changing the set is open to the opposite of what it was currently, so it will be closed basically. So yeah, so these are done. After that we have our div where we have our two buttons. In this only you can see the container how it's looking good. Then we have our sign up and sign in button, right? So the similar props we have to pass, and it is looking good. So now our nav bar is almost completed, and we need to do 1 or 2 3 changes. So we will be having current user check. So if current user is present, so in that case what we will do here is we will be passing a logout button, right? And on click it will for of now say do console.log logout, right? So we have done this one, and current user, if current user is not there, we will be showing this button to sign up and sign in, right? So basically that is our functionality I was talking about. So now it is. So if you don't have current user, it will be showing the stuff, and if you have current user, then it will be showing the logout button. Then the mobile icons, on the left side we will be needing our search and all those stuff. So I have just written mobile icons, and we have nav link, the same thing, and then we have a search icon, right? And let's just define mobile icons container. It will be again a style.div, and then inside that let us add color, display none, media screen, display flex, and random center, display content, and a gap, right? So basically this is done now, I guess. So we are having our search button, and now let's see what else we need. Yeah, so we will be having our favorite and this stuff if current user is not present. Sorry, current user is present, right? So I have just added that thing. Now our nav bar is completed, I guess. So it is looking pretty much good. Now the next thing, we will be defining our pages, right? So we will be having our home page and the course listing page and all those stuff. So that is how basically we define our routes on which we will be passing our component, or you can say our element, that are basically pages. So first I have defined routes, and inside that we have a route where path is / where I have element home, like that I have defined other also. Now you can see in the third route, it is courses / ID, right? So basically it is dynamic. We will be passing our ID in the props only, and we will be fetching it and showing accordingly, right? Now let us create a new state, that is open auth, basically a hook, and set open auth. This will help us to open our login and sign up, you can say a model. And now I will check if open auth is present, we will be showing authentication, right? Now let us just create the pages here. So first one is home.jsx, second one is what we had, checkout.jsx, so RAFC and default React component. Then we have our courses, course details.jsx, and then we have RAFC. Then we have our course listing.jsx. Then what else do we have? Yeah, we have user dashboard.jsx. Then we have authentication page, basically where our login and sign up will be shown. So yeah, that's pretty much the pages. Now let's just import them basically. So home, then let us import home. So yeah, now I have imported all of them. Home is not yet imported. Let us import home. Yeah, so I have imported all of them from /pages. Now you can see, if you navigate through, you can see that our text is changing basically. So that is how basically our page will be coming, right? And now you can define your page, and if you click on auth, it is basically a model, so it is coming after the home, right? So yeah, now let's get started with the home page, right? Basically, as you can see that it was looking nice. So there's a disclaimer here. Home page is basically having multiple images. We are not going to do it code because it is not useful, I guess, because we are not going to learn here UI or modern UX building. So we are learning the full stack development. For that reason, in the home page, what we will do here is we will be passing multiple images. So first thing, we have our container where we have added our same style, and then we will be having our image, which is the style.image, and inside that we will be passing the style, that is width of 80%. And now we will be having the images. So images is hero image, then we will be having our other images. So let's just reload and see if it comes. Yeah, so now you can see it is coming, right? The hero image is coming, and for bigger screen it is looking perfect. So these are basically images that I have taken from Figma design. So you can just do it the code also. Like we have one video of building modern UI UX web application in React.js. You can see that and build that your own home.js page. Now we have other elements. Let's see, home page we have done. Now we have our authentication. So in the authentication, we are having the sign in and sign up page, right? So let's just go in the authentication. So authentication, let us first import all of the things that are required. So we have model from material UI, we have logo image, auth image, and close and sign up, sign in components. Let's just define those sign up and sign in components. So sign in.jsx and sign up.jsx in our component we have created, right? So that is done. After that, we will be using them in our code. So first let's define authentication page. So that is, first I will write container, the same thing that we do, we will be following that only. It will maintain our consistency. So first we have a container. Inside that container we have passed the style, flex 1, height 100%, display flex, background we have passed, right? That's done. After that, next thing that we need here is sign up, sign in. Let us just comment for of now. Let's just create the authentication page. So yeah, now we have to wrap this whole thing in a model basically, because we will be having a pop-up kind of thing which can be closed basically. So a model, right? So yeah, model, inside that we have our container having name authentication, and now we will be taking two props, that is openauth and set openauth. This will be passed from our app.js file. So in the model we have open equals to openauth, and on close equal to, we have a function, arrow function, where we are setting the value to false basically of openauth, right? So yeah, that is done. And after that we have container. Inside that we have two sections in the authentication, one is left and one is right. As you can see in the bigger screen, left we have a image and logo, and right we have a form, right? So yeah, so in the container, in the left section we will be having our logo and image, as I said, and in the right section let us just create. So first there will be a close button where we will be having our close, that is basically icon from MUI, and on click of this close I will set the set openauth to false, right? So this is basically done. After that, let us just create the style components. So const left equals to style.div, and let's just change the names. So we have right, we have close button, we have left, we have already defined, we have our logo and image. Perfect. So yeah, done, right? So now the next thing, if we reload, what we are going to see here is the image is coming, right? So let's just style it. So in the left we will be having flex of 1, height would be 100%, then okay, so position would be relative, height 100%. For of now, let's just remove this one. So flex would be 1, position would be relative. In the logo we have position absolute, and top and left and z index are there, and then in the image we have position relative, we have height 100%, we have width 100%, and object fit is cover, right? So that's done. And for media screen I have given max width of 768 pixel, so that's also done. Now we on the right we will be having position relative, flex would be 0.9, display flex direction column, padding I have given, and a gap, and align item center and justify content center I have given. Right now it is looking perfect that we wanted. So yeah, it is looking pretty much cool. So basically we are having two sections, display flex and flex direction row, right? And when it will be smaller screen we will omit the left part and only show the right part. Then the close button I have defined the style, position absolute, top right because it will be absolute, so I have given top right, padding and all the stuff. You can see that close button is working fine. And yeah, now the next thing that we are going to have here is the text fields, but that will be in the sign up and sign in page, right? So there would be const login and set login, that is a use state hook. Basically based on this boolean check we will be either showing sign in component or sign up component. So let's just do that. So if login is opened, so I will just call the sign in, done, and if not then we will be calling sign up. So it is giving some error. Let us see why sign up is not coming. So let us just initialize the sign up, export default, and I guess it should come now. Sign up.jsx, done. So sign up page is done, but why it's not showing? It's showing some error, that is component, and let us change the name to small u and let's just see if it works now. So sign up, yeah, smaller one is coming, right? I guess so. Yes, it has imported. Yeah, let's move the previous one. So yeah, now it has either sign in or sign up page based on the condition, and we will be having one text at the bottom using which we will be switching that thing. So for sign in we will be having a text that don't have an account, and there would be a text button which will be having sign up, right? And after that we will be having our on click, and then we have already have an account, and then the text button that is sign in, right? So yeah, now const text equals to style.div, and let's just define those components, style components. Then we have const text button equals to style.div, and then we have our text would be a p and text button is a div, right? So you can see that sign in don't have an account, sign up sign in is coming. Let's just style it. So font size for text align color, and for smaller screen I have reduced the font size, and for the text button I have given a color primary. So you can see that it is working perfectly fine, right? So now let's just get started with our main part, that is basically our sign in and sign up component. So we will be having the same thing, a container. Inside that we are having a div where there would be title and a span, that is please log in with your details here. Then we have one another div, inside that we will be having our text inputs, right? So we have text input, and what else? Okay, so let's just import this thing, style component and text input. Then we will be defining our style. So for container we have defined the same thing with 100 max width, display flex direction and gap. Now for the title and other stuff, let us just define them first. So we have title, span, then text button, then Yeah, for title we have font size 30 pixel, font weight 800, color would be theme.primary. For span it is like font size 16 pixel, and rest is good. Text input we have to pass our label, that is email address. So I have given add email address and then a placeholder and all those stuff. Then let us define the use state so that it can be handled easily if user enters the email and password. So we have two use state hooks having email and password, right? Then we have the label, placeholder, value and handle change. Then we have text input, that is label having password. Then we have placeholder, enter your password. Then we have a value as password. Then we have set password. Then we have our text button where we have passed forgot password, and we have one another button where import button. Then we have button, so we have imported the button. Then we have to pass the props, that is text equal to sign in. Yeah, done. Now it is looking good, right? And then forgot password, let us just style it. So basically it is a text button, so we have with 100% text line end, and I have given a color. And now in adding a hover effect of primary color, font weight, font size I have given, and cursor would be pointer, right? So if you just go into login, it is looking perfect, right? Now let's just see that we don't have any gappings, right? So yeah, for that we have to manipulate the div basically. So we have a div where we have added our style, that is display flex, gap of 20 pixel, and flex direction would be column, right? So that is how our thing is looking perfect now. So sign up is completed. I will just copy and paste that in, sign in is completed. I have pasted that in sign up, and let's just change the name and add one extra field. So first thing, title and the span has changed. Create a new account, please enter your details, and then we have the text input, one more, that is basically name and set name, right? So perfect, set name. And in the button we have text sign up, and forgot password we don't need. Now you can see that our sign in and sign up both are completed, and it is looking perfect. So for bigger screen also it will be looking good, right? So our sign in sign up is done now. So this is completed, right? So moving to pages. So yeah, now moving to the next part. So we will be creating a new component, that is basically our cards, right? So cards are mostly used, that will be you are going to see, that is course card, right? And we have one more card, that is the video card that we will be showing, right? The multiple videos inside the course. So I have created the two cards basically, the course card and video card, and then we have done the default reacting. Now we are going to build the course listing page, right? So yeah, you're pumped up, I guess. So yeah, let's just start with course listing. So the same thing that is we are going to do here is the container part. Then inside that container we will be having our products, and set products equal to use state. Then we have 1 2 3 4 5, and after that this is basically the default thing to map our card. I am just putting the values. Now let's just get started with the style component, right? The same thing, the container, I will paste the same thing that we have in our home page also, the same thing, right? And inside that we will be having our products, the courses, and then inside this courses basically we will be having our card wrapper, which will be wrapping all the cards, right? And after that inside this card wrapper we will be mapping our products. So mapping means basically if you have an array of objects or an array, so that we map in JavaScript, and we map our course card, right, our component, so that it will be rendered multiple times the object you have inside the array, right? So based on that. So yeah, now after that we have our container, courses wrap, and card wrapper. So now let's just do that thing, courses.map we have done. And now if you reload, let's just see in the courses. So courses is not defined, let us reload and see. So you can see nothing is coming because we haven't given anything. Let us just put a hi there and let's just refresh. So you can see that hi is coming, I guess, right? Yeah. So I have imported all the things that are required in our course card. So first thing we will be doing style component. So the first would be the card that we have to define basically. Then inside this card we will be having two sections. One is the top and the description or the details basically, right? So I have done that. Now let's just define the style component so that it will be easy to understand. We have card, we have top, and we have details, right? So yeah, done. Now in the top we will be having our image. So top we will be having our image, that is basically a style.image, and after that we will, inside this details we will be having our title, that is we provide some title. Then we have description, so we have added some description about the course, that is description, and title, description, and we have our price section, right? So we will be having our price. So inside this price we will be having three things. One is the original price that will be displayed, then we have the MRP, basically the higher price, and we have the discount, right? This discount percentage. So like that, we have the original, then we have a span, and then we have a percent where we will be showing the 50% off, say like that, right? So yeah, now let's just get started with adding these components. We have titles, we have description, we have price, and we have the span, right? And we have the percentage, right? So that is all. Now let's see how it looks. So you can see the things are coming, right? And in image we don't have anything. So first let us add one image. So I will search in the Google image of any course, and I will just copy the URL and I will just use it as src in the image, right? So yeah, that's it basically. We are done. It will be in double quotes. Yeah, done. It will be inside two double. Yeah, done. Perfect. So now if you come back, you can see the image is coming, right? So that is how basically we do the things. So now let's just get started with the designing. So in the card we will be having maximum width of 250 pixel, display flex direction column, gap, and then all those stuff. And for smaller screen width will be 170 pixel for of now, right? Then in the top we have display flex, align item center, justify content center, position would be relative, then border radius and transition, right? Then we have image, so const image equals to style.image with 100%. Perfect. And let us give it 200 pixel for smaller screen. I guess it looks good. Or if we remove the whole thing also, let us change it to max width of 250. Now I guess it looks perfect, right? So we don't need for smaller screen. Yeah, so width image is 100% for the image. Now coming back to border radius, we have 16 pixel, object quick cover, transition all 0.3 second, ease out. Then we have what else? We have our details. So display would be flex direction column, padding would be 36 pixel, and then in the title we have font size 16 pixel, font weight 700, and color. And in the description also we have all the things that are font weight, font size, color, overflow, and white space no wrap, so we are wrapping it. And in the price section we have the as text primary, then we have our span, then font weight. Perfect. And I guess it looks good now. So let us change the color to green for the percentage. Now it is looking good, right? So for description just make it 14 pixel. I guess it is looking nice now. So done, right? Perfect. So it is done. Then after that what we are going to have, okay, so we are done with this thing. So yeah, now in the menu section, so we will be having our favorite and the cart option, right? So that we are going to define in the menu. So in the menu we have menu items. So I have written that. In the menu items we will be having our favorite rounded icon, and we have one more menu item, that is adding shopping cart, right? And we have given some sx property, that is font size and color, right? So yeah, now let's just have our rating part. So we have one rating bar also, so rate, and then inside that we have rating. For of now, let's just give it a value of 3.5, and then we have sx with font size 14 pixel. Perfect. Now let's just define this containers, the components. So in the top, after the top, I will define them, top and image. So I will write const menu is equals to style.div, and we are having menu top, then we have menu items. Perfect. Const top menu items, and we have a rate, right? So yeah, perfect. So this is done. So we have menu item and rate. Perfect. So now you can see all the stuff are coming, but not in a proper manner, right? So let's just style them. So in the menu we have absolute, so that it will be overlaid in the top, and then z index, then color, then top right, and then display would be none in by default, and flex direction column, and a gap, right? So we need that in the hover part, but for of now, let's just remove this display none, and let's just see how it looks. So yeah, perfect. Menu item is also looking good, and in the rate it will be position absolute, z index 10. Now it is looking perfect, right? And we have given some padding, border radius, background white, display flex, and random center. So let us change this gap to 12 pixel. The gap is not coming, so why it's so? So first let us add the hover effect, because the display needs to be added as flex so that it will be shown. So the top I have added the hover effect, background color with theme.primary, and after that we will be having hover, and then in the image I will set the opacity, and hover and menu I have set the display flex, right? So by default for menu it will be display none. If we hover, it is coming, and also you can see the gap is coming now perfectly, right? So that is how we are going to do it. After that, the next thing is the percentage is done. So mostly our card is, I guess, completed pretty much. So yeah, our card section is completed. Now the next thing that is, we are going to start is designing the course listing page, right? So first we have the container. So I have given the style of this container, the same thing that we have in all the pages, right? Then after that we have the courses, which will be having a padding, overflow, and height with width and overflow y and height, right? Perfect. So we have the courses, and then we have the card wrapper. In the card wrapper we have display flex, flex wrap, gap 24 pixel, justify content center, and gap and max width. Perfect. So yeah, done. Now after this, the next thing that we are having is course video card. So in this we have our course details. So now in this details page we will be having our description of the the course, and then we will be having our video cards. So we have the same thing, the container at the root, then we will be importing our style components, and after that we will be defining const container equals to style.div style, it will be style.div. Perfect. And then we are going to have inside this div we are having our padding of 20 pixel, 30 pixel, padding bottom, then height and overflow y, display flex, flex direction column, random center, and a gap, right? Perfect. So that's done. Now in the course we have our card. For this we have to link this card, because this card will be taking us to the details page, right? So for that, this card needs to be having, and so we are not going to do that in the card. we will do that in the details part, not on the image. If someone clicks on this details, he will be or she will be redirected to the course details page, right? So I will write a simple on click method. So on click I will call navigate. So this navigate is basically from React Router DOM that will be using use navigate, and he will be navigated to /courses/id. For of now I am given id, but we will be have to change it dynamically with the course id. So let us just import the use navigate. So const navigate equals to use navigate. Perfect. So after that, this is done. Course details, course navigation and all those stuff are done. Then after this, coming back to the course details page, first we will be having our top section having the details of the course, and then we have video cards, right? So in the top section we will be having our image that is basically having an src, and inside these details we will be having title, say React.js course, complete guide or the React.js course. Then we have our description. We have our tags, say tag 1, tag 2, 3. We can have our multiple tags also. And at the end we have our episodes. So in the episodes we have topic, say all videos, and we have our episodes wrapper where we will be having our episode cards, or you can say course video cards, right? So that is basically how you first structure the whole thing, and then we just add the CSS or the styling part, right? So it makes it simpler using the style components, I guess, for beginners. So yeah, now let's just define the top and then just copy paste and then just change the names. So we have top, then image, then we have details, then we have title, we have description, we have tags and tag, right? So this is done. Then we have other things like episode, then we have our episode wrapper, then we have what else, episodes. Episode wrapper will be later, and I don't think anything is left. Topic is left, so topic I have added. So that is pretty much. Now if you refresh the thing, you don't see any error, it is coming perfectly. So now let's just add the CSS part, right? So let us copy this image, and I will just use the same for here also. And now let's just style it perfectly. You can see the image is coming perfectly, right? So in the top it would be display flex, flex direction row, gap of 20 pixel, then media max with 768 and that stuff. After that, we will be having our image width of 250, border radius of 6. If you click, you will see. Then background color, then object fit cover, and now it is looking perfect, I guess. So width of 350 pixel and border radius and background color and object fit cover, right? Then we have our details where display would be flex, flex direction would be column, gap of 10 pixel, width of 100%. Then we have const title equals style.div. Then display would be flex, justify content, say space between. Description would be font size 14 pixel, and the things are, I guess, pretty much good. Font size, font weight, good, right? So after that we have font size of 22 pixel, perfect. It's looking perfect. 26 pixel is looking perfect, I guess. Then we have tags, right? So in the tags we have display flex, flex direction row, gap, and flex wrap. That will be wrapping all the things. After that we have our tag, single tag having a background color, normal color, padding, border radius, and font size. Perfect. It's looking perfect now. Now the next thing that we are having here is the episode. So it will be having display flex, flex direction column, and a gap. And then we have topic where color, font size, font weight, display, justify content, and align item center. these are given. Then we are having episode wrapper, where all the episodes are going to be wrapped, right? So all videos you can see. So perfect, right? So it is looking good. Then after that we will be having our course video card done. So then we can see that thing, right? So it will be having the style components. We have imported that thing. Then after that we will be having the card, I guess. And yeah, now after this card, inside this we will be having one image and the details. So image container will be containing image and a play icon kind of stuff. So play circle outline icon. Let's just import this one. And what else? So yeah, that only in the image container. And we will be having the side part, that is details, where we will be having our title, say episode 1. Then we will be having description, so that is episode 1 description. Something you can add. I'm just adding random text. So perfect. So in the image you can copy that thing here also, but let us first define this component. So const card equals to style.dev. Then we have image container. Then we have image, that is style.image. Then we have details, that is const title. We have our description. And what else? Description I've added. Play circle outline icon is also done. So I have just imported that thing, play circle outline. Let us refresh and see. So now you can see that the things are coming, but the image is not present. So I will just copy and paste this src the same manner. Perfect. Perfect, right? Now in the card we will be having display flex, flex direction row, gap of 20 pixel, align item center, padding, border radius, background color, and cursor, right? And on the hover effect also we will be adding some effect, right? So now you can see the card is looking perfect. For smaller screen, just change the direction and align items flex start, we can say. Now in the image container we're having a width of 100 pixel, height of 100 pixel, and sorry, not in the image container, in the image it will be having width, height 100 pixel, border radius, background color, object width. Just remove the height, having only the width is better, I guess, and say give it 200 pixel. Now it looks good, or 180 would also work, right? Perfect. Then after this we have our details. So display is flex, flex direction column, we have one gap and width of 100%. Then we have our title, font size 18 pixel, font weight, color, width, display flex, and all this stuff. Perfect. Then in the image container we will be giving position relative and this stuff. So now it is looking, I guess, pretty much good. So in the play circle outline we have to add the inline style. So I have added position would be absolute, so I want that in top. Then I have given top left and color white, and width and height of 50 pixel by 50 pixel. Top, let us just give it 50 pixel, and left let us just give 50 pixel. Or you can do it 60 also, not 60, we have to reduce it, say 25. Yeah, it looks good now. And left, let's just add it 60. Yeah, now it looks good. Perfect. So for bigger screen, let us just refresh and see. So I guess it is looking good, but something is overlapping. Let's just see why. So in the card I have given width of say 100%. Still it is not working. Let's see why. Okay, so in the image container we have width, height. Okay, so in the image container we have width of 180. We have to do that. And height you can give 100 also, or you can remove that one. Just remove it simply. So yeah, now it is looking perfect as we wanted, right? So this is done. So now in the course detail, our course video card is ready. So what you can do, so in the course detail, we will be having our width of 100%, but it is not looking good, I guess. So let us just give it a width of 80 and check. It's not looking that good, but if we give it 30, not working, right? So just leave it as it is. Yeah, this is looking good, I guess. Yeah, done. So our course details page is also done. Just give it a thumbs up if you're liking this video. Our home page is done, course detail is done, authentication is done. Now we are left out with our checkout and the user dashboard, right? Okay, so the next thing, yeah, so if you click on shopping cart outline, you will be redirected to, so we are going to use navigate. We are going to just navigate to the cart page. For of now, we will be implementing the functionality later where your item will be added in the cart. So yeah, for of now, just we are going to the cart page. So let's just define this cart checkout or cart page basically. So yeah, so same thing, the style component. After that, we will be having our container. So container, and inside that we have our section where we will be having our two section in the container. One would be the left and right. So first we have our title, that is your shopping cart, you can say, or your course cart, you can say, anything you want, right? So that is basically the title of the section. Then we have a wrapper inside that. I guess we will be having one section itself because left and right we will be adding inside the wrapper. So yeah, wrapper will be having left and right. Now in the left we will be adding table. So table will be having table item, product, that is course, and we will be having multiple course, the course price and all those stuff. So we have price, we have the subtotal, and the last one would be empty become basically. And then we will just copy paste this table again for using our basically when we have our cart items, right? So we will be mapping using this table itself. Then after that, in the right section, what we have here is subtotal. Now in the subtotal we will be having subtotal, say rupees 500 kind of thing we are taking. Then we will be having, after this subtotal we will be having top right. Okay, perfect. So yeah, now we have payment. So in the subtotal we have after that we have payment. In the payment we have payment details basically. Now in this payment details we will be having a div having a text input basically. Perfect, right? So we have payment, then we have text input, and then we have button. In this button we will be having our finalize button where we place our order. Now let's just create the style components because the structure is pretty much done, right? So first thing, the container that we have, and then after that I will copy paste this one. Let's change the name to section. Then we have our title, then we have our wrapper, then we have our left and right. So left, after that inside left we have our table, we have table item, then adding some more we have a right, we have subtotal, we have our payment, I guess, yeah, and the text input. Payment itself, text input will be coming from the component that we already have, right? So I have imported that thing, text input and button. We have imported one delete outline icon which will be required. So yeah, pretty much done. Let us just try to see that we have our text input. Perfect. // component / text input. Perfect. So yeah, that's it, I guess. Now text inputs, let us see. It is giving some problem, I guess. So yeah, now that is done. The spelling was mistaken. So yeah, so we have text input and button. Now you can see it is coming right on the page. So yeah, let's get started with the styling. So padding 20 pixel, 30 pixel. Padding bottom, I have added something more. Then we have height of 100%, then overflow and flex direction and gap, and a padding of 20 pixel by 12 pixel. Then we have a section which have its width of 100%, then max width, then display flex direction column, font size, and a gap of 28 pixel. Perfect. Then what else do we need? I will be aligning these items in the center. Then we have wrapper, display flex, gap of 32, width of 100%, padding of 12 pixel, flex direction is column, and in the left we have flex 1, display flex direction column, gap of 12 pixel. Perfect. And then we have flex of 1.2. So in the table we have font size of 16 pixel, display is flex, align item center, gap of 30 pixel, and rest the same. Then we have const table item also, that is style.div. We have flex 1, font bold and font weight 600, font size 18 pixel. Perfect. Then we have const right, style.div, and then subtotal. The same thing, font size, font weight, display flex. The same CSS we are using, as you can see, and you can customize accordingly you want. Perfect. Then we have payment. So now you can see it is looking pretty much perfect. Let's just add this button perfectly. So we will add small parameter in the button, and in the text input also small, and then in the placeholder just add card number first thing. Then we will be having our expiry date and CVV in the display flex mode. So I have added a div, and in the first div just add a display flex, and we will be adding a gap of 6 pixel. Then we will be having our same thing pasted inside this one, because we want this side by side. So yeah, perfect. It is looking perfect now. So let us see in bigger screen. Yeah, now it is looking perfect. Okay, so instead of small, you can just remove this small. That also looks nice, I guess. So yeah, in this side you will be having all the codes listed that is in your cart. Perfect. Now let's add one by default so that we can see it. So in the table now we will be having our table item having flex display. It will be, I am passing a prop flex so that it will be flexed to full. Then we have inside this table item we have our course that is having image src. Then we have details. So I will pass title, and in this title I will pass React.js course, and then we have description. Perfect. And then we are removing this thing, we don't need that one, that quantity. So yeah, so in the first item we have done the table item first one. Then in the second table item we will be having say rupees 499. Then another one, that is table item delete outline, sx equals to color red. Perfect. So this one would be course title, not simple title. So it is looking, because we already have one title defined, right? So this is course title and course description. Perfect. So yeah, now moving back, we have const course equals to style.div. Some problem is there, but yeah, let's just have this thing. So we have our details, then our course title and course description, right? So that is basically the course thing that will be present. So yeah, in the details we have one image also, so I've added that one. Let's just change this div name to image, right? Perfect. Then after this, what else do we need? Yeah, in the course we will be adding display flex and gap of 16 pixel. In the image I will add height of 80 pixel. Then we have a course title, say color, theme.primary, font size 16 pixel, font weight 500. Course description, we will be having font size of 14 pixel, font weight 400. Then color, overflow, text overflow, white space. Perfect. Rest of the things are same, right? So yeah, now in the table items we have bold and flex. Then I will add bold because these are the headings, right? So you can see how it is coming perfectly. What else do we need? Everything is perfect, I guess. Let me see this. The price is coming little bit right centric. I guess it will work right for me. So yeah, you can also customize this if you want. So I will just copy paste this image and let's just see. Now you can see it is looking perfect now, right? So yeah, that is basically done. Our home page is done, our course page is done, our cart page is done basically. So many of the pages we have completed. So give it a thumbs up if you are liking this video, right? So yeah, now coming to the next part and the last part in the front end, I guess, that is our user dashboard, right? Where our courses will be listed and our profile will be displayed, right? The courses that we take. So yeah, in the user dashboard we will be having our profile container, the root one, or you can also just give it a container that we have by default in all. Then inside that we will be having our user details part. So first would be user details and the courses. So in the user details, first would be a profile avatar. Inside that we will be having one avatar. So that is an avatar. And what else? So yeah, profile avatar, and we have a profile container, that is profile name. So I have given the profile name Rishabh Chanda. I am adding profile email. So rishabchanda0@gmail.com. Then we have our courses container. So in this course container, we will be having our topic, and then in the topic you will be having, say, your courses. You can say your courses, or you can say, what else you can say? Your courses would be better, I guess, right? That you have bought. So then inside that we will be having our courses wrapper, or say courses, which is basically wrapper, course wrapper. Then inside that we will be having our course card, right? So we will be doing the same mapping part that we did in the course listing basically. So yeah, that's it. Basically our structure is done. Now let's just define them. So I will import the course card first of all. Import course card from component / card / course card. Perfect. Now let us define the style component. So first let us import style components. So I have imported style from style components. Then after that we have const container equals to styled.div. Then I will just paste it, just change the name to user details. Then we have profile avatar, then we have profile container, then we have profile name, email, profile email. Perfect. Then we have our courses container, then we have our topic, and what else do we need? So courses wrapper, I guess. Perfect. So done. So I have course card. Yeah, rest of the things are good, I guess. Perfect, right? So now what do we need? Padding of 20 pixel by 30 pixel. Padding bottom I have added. Then I have added a height, overflow Y, scroll, display would be flex, and rest of the things are good. Gap of 120 pixel. Media max width of 768 pixel. Width of width will be fit content. Rest of the things are pretty much same that we are done, right? So now let us move into that page, profile page, and let's just see. So yeah, so now in the profile avatar, what change can we do? So yeah, in the profile avatar we have a padding left of 3 rem, then we have max width of that thing, and then in the profile container we have flex direction of column, justify content center, and align item center. Then in the profile name we have font size, font weight, and the color, right? Then we have profile email also, so there we pass our color, basically blue color, and then we have font size and font weight. Then in the course container we have display flex direction column, justify content, we have flex start, we have a box, we have background color, we have theme.bg, we have border radius of 10 pixel, padding of 20 pixel by 30 pixel, topics a color, font size we have 24 pixel, font weight 540, display would be flex, justify content center, space between, align item center. Then we have our flex wrapper and the gap. Rest is pretty much good, I guess. So yeah, after this, what do we need next? Avatar, we have SX height of 165, width of 165, font size 24. If we do localhost profile, let's just see. Okay, it is not, the display flex is not coming, I guess. So in the user details, why it's not coming, let's just see that. So in the profile container, if we remove, nothing is happening. I have added flex direction of row. If we reload this one now, okay, we haven't added the colon basically in display flex. Now it is coming perfect, right? So let's just undo this thing. So it was having justify container center, and what else we have? Align item center. Okay, I was doing in profile container basically. What we need to change in the user details. So just let us add just align item center, and it will be centered. Perfect, right? Now it is looking good, and your course is also coming. Now I guess it is done pretty much. So yeah, that is pretty much about our front end, and we have all the stuff done. Now we will be implementing the backend. Now the search page and other page that you have to do is by on your own, because it is a homework kind of thing. Also you can see my other videos also, for there you can check the pages, right? So I want to make this one for beginner friendly course, so I am not showing that things, but we will be creating our API, right? So first of all, let's start with making our API. So I have written in the mkdir server. So we are getting in the server, then inside that basically we have to create our server backend code. So we need to create a directory server. So let us see where it is. Okay, I have made a mistake. the server. Let's just ignore this one. So yeah, just do cd dot. Now you are inside code demi folder, then just create a directory server, right? So folder, and then just do npm init. So it will initialize your node repository and create a package.json. Okay, so it has made it outside only. First thing is you need to install these things. I will just paste it and just hit enter. So we have made a mistake, right? So we need to do cd server, and then inside that we have to add this thing. But I'm making the mistake. Package.json is initialized outside the server. We need to do it inside, right? So let's just turn off this one. You can hit Ctrl C. I have made this mistake. Sorry for the mistake. Inside server you can see nothing is there, right? So let's just delete this package.json from here. And inside the server we need to do that thing. Just hit Ctrl C and then do npm init in the server and just do default things, and now then paste that code, and it will be installing now all the dependencies that I have added, right? That is basically MongoDB, Mongoose, Nodemon, then bcrypt, cause.env, etc. right? Now first thing that you have to do in the server is creating an index.js file, which is the main file which is going to be run inside the server side, right, when we are going to do that thing. So yeah, so create a .env file. The next thing, where we have MongoDB URL and JWT. MongoDB URL, you can create a new MongoDB Atlas account, and then you can get the env from that also. That I am also not going deep inside that. So next thing, that is index.js file, where we just import all the dependencies, that is express.env, cause and mongoose. Then we configure our .env. So I have just written .env.config. After that, what else do we have? After that we have a package.json. So in the script we have to add that start nodemon index.js, so it will start our nodemon index.js file. Then we have to add a type of module so that we can add import, or else we have to add required basically. So after this .env is configured, you can see that if you hit npm start, it is starting our application. So let's define our app basically, that is our server. So first I will write const app equals to express, then we will be having, that is app.use cores, where we have our cores. Then we write app.use, that is express.json, where we have a limit of say 50 MB. Then we have app.use express.url encoded, that is extended true. Then we have const start server equal to asynchronous function, where we will be having try and catch block. So I have added try. Inside this try we will be having a catch also, and in this catch we will be passing the error block, where if any error occurs we will just pass that one. So in the start server, it is a function basically, asynchronous function. Let us just see. So y is not missing there, so just type y, asynchronous function. Now the error has gone. So in the start server, we will do is we will listen on the port, that is say 8080. Also you can implement that through env file, but I am doing just manually because this is a test server. So yeah, app.listen 8080, and once it is successful, then just print in the console that server has started at port 8080, right? And after that, let me just see, in the error just write console.log error, so it will just print the error. And let us just restart. So yeah, it is not coming because we have to call this function. So I have called this function as start server. Now you can see that it is showing server started at 8080. Perfect. Now the next thing that we have to do is we have to create a connection of the MongoDB database, right? So we will be doing const MongoDB equals to basically connect db. We have this function, and then inside this we will be having mongoose.set that is strict query is true. Then we have mongoose.connect process.env.mongodb URL. This is the URL that will be coming from env file, and it will then create a connection with our database. And if it is successful, we will just print that connected to MongoDB, and if it is not, we will just say failed to connect to the server. Then we will just call this function before the app.listen, right? So now you can see that server started at port 8080 and connected to MongoDB, coming perfectly, right? So now you have successfully configured your server, and now we are going to implement the 3 or 4 main parts where the backend is being divided. First would be controller, then we have routes, then we have our middlewares, or you can say our models, which is the most important. So models, and at the end we have a middlewares. So I will do that later, I guess. So yeah, coming back to models, first thing we have to build is let us just add the middleware also. So yeah, now it is structured perfectly. So yeah, now in the models, now in this 4 things that are most important where we structure the stuff. Now in the models, we will be having 2 models, right? One is the user who will be logging in and the stuff, and one will be the basically the courses that are present, right? So let's just create the model course.js, and we have user.js, right? The 2 models, perfectly done. Now the next thing, we are going to import mongoose from mongoose, then write const course schema equal to new mongoose. This is how basically we define our schema, right? So yeah, new mongoose.schema, where we have our title. Now we have to give our type, that is basically string, that is required or not. So I require that, right? Title is required, so I will just give it title required true, type is string. Then we have our description basically of the course. So these are basically the schema and how you structure it. So in the description we have type string, we have next thing is required is true, perfect. And we have image. In the image we will be having type string, default is null. We have rating, that is type number, and default is null. And what else? We will be having tags also, which is an array of string, right? It is an array of string. You have to remember this thing if you want to declare something in an array. So like this, you have to define the type, right? Then after this, what else? Tags are done, rating is done, image is done. Then we have our price also. So in the price we will be having original, that is type number, required is true. Then we have MRP, where type is number, required is true. Then we have off, that is type number, required false, we don't require it, can be false also, default is 0, right? Perfect. Price structure is also done. Then we have our duration of the course. So it is a type of string, you can give anything, right? So yeah, that's it, I guess. And now the most important, we have videos linked in each of the courses, right? So we have videos, then we have type. In this type we have array of object, where we have title, that is having a type of string, required true. Then we have description, that is type string, required true. And the last thing is link, basically the link of the video, right? So that is how we are structuring. We have videos, which is an array of object having each videos, right? So perfect. We require a timestamp when it has been created. So I will just simply add a timestamp true, and it will be adding that thing. So our core schema is completed. This is how the schema looks like basically. Now I will just export this one. So export default mongoose dot model, and we have our course thing. So this model is going to be named as course, right? And we pass the course schema. Now I will copy the same thing for user and just change some of the few of the things. First one, the model name will be user. So I have just written in the model that is user. Then what else? Course schema, we have user schema. User schema is done. Now in the new mongoose.schema we have a title, we can say name, then just copy, cut it. Name is required, unique is not required, name is not unique. Then we have email required true and it must be unique, so I have given the props unique true. Then we have password, that is type string, required true. Then we have favorites, where we have the reference courses, because basically area of links, sorry, the IDs, and then we remove this all those stuff. So we have our cart, the same thing that we have in favorites, and also the purchased one, the same thing, the schema, right? So now our course and user schemas are done. Now we are going to move into the next part, right? That is our controllers basically. So let's just see that one. So now we will be creating the controllers. We will be having the two controllers. One is course.js and the user.js. Controllers will be having the functions basically through which we will be connecting to a backend database, and we will be manipulating the things and getting things. So I have imported all the stuff that are required. bcrypt is for encrypting and hashing the password. jwt token.env user and course model, right? So now let's just create our first sign up controller, right? So we will be having asynchronous function which will be having request, response and next. So we will be adding a try catch block, and then in the catch we will be passing the error as next err. Then we will be taking email, password and name from our body, and we will be checking that if existing user is present, that is by user.find1, and we are checking that if user email is already registered in our database, so we are checking that. Then if we will be passing an error, that is email is already in use, right? So let's create a error.js file where it will be handling our errors. So you can just use this one, create error function having status and message, that is basically creating our error, right? So you can just use that one. Now after this, what we will do here is we will be salting our password. So bcrypt.gen salt sync 10, and then we have hashed password, that is bcrypt.hashing password and salt, right? Then we have const user equals to new user, then we have name, email, password as hashed password, then we will be having const created user equals to await user.save, and then we will be having our token that will be expiring in 9999 years. Then we will be returning that thing, right, as res.status. Perfect. Now the next thing that we are going to do here is calling a sign in function, that is email and password. Perfect. The same thing for sign in. Now we don't need to check existing user. Yeah, we need to check existing user, but in this case if user is not present, then we will send that user not found with this email address if someone tries to log in. Now we don't need this thing, just we need that is password correct, where we are checking that bcrypt.compare. We will be comparing the password and the hashed password, right? And if the password doesn't match, we will send incorrect password. Now instead of creating a new user and saving that, what we will do here is we will generate a token, that is jwt.sign with user ID, and just we will be creating a new token, so that jwt token, so user can be stayed logged in, right? So now just change that name to user instead of existing user, and rest of the things are same. So now we have completed the two controllers, right, for sign up and sign in basically, right? Now the next thing is coming back to the course. We will be having the same things imported. Now in this, what we are going to do here is having the controller for adding new course. So you can add as an admin also, you can say. So yeah, that is here present, that is const add course. Then we will be adding try and catch block, where we will be having our next error, and course info will be coming from our body, but instead of course info, just replace it with the things that are needed, that is title, description, image, tags, price, decoration, videos, right? And then I will create a new course, and then once it is done, I will be saving that one, that is created course, right? And then simply we will pass that course added successfully and created course. So in the response we will be getting created course, right? So that is done. So simple the backend is, right? So yeah, That is done. So our new course has been created like this. So add course is done. Now after this, the next controller what we are going to have, let's just see. So we will be having that get course, right? So we need to get the courses. So we will be adding the same try and catch block, and we will be passing next error. Just copy and paste the same thing. Now in the try block, we will be having user JWT. So request.user, then we have const user equals to await user.find by id, that is user jwt.id, right? And if user is not present, just we will be returning next and creating an error. But instead of that, in get course, what we will do here is we will be adding a search functionality where we are getting the filters, and we will be matching the regex, right? Reg expression with the title and the description if someone searches, right? But if we don't search, then we will pass all the courses basically, right? So we have done that one, that we are finding with filters, or we will be passing the courses, and then in the response we will be passing the courses that we are found, right? So using this only you can add the search functionality in the front end part, right? Same API call. After that, coming back to the users, first thing would be cart, right? So you adding the courses in the cart. So that controller we are going to build. So we will be doing the same thing. We will be taking the ID as the parameter, right, from the params. So the course ID we have to take, right? And then in the catch we will be doing the same thing, that is passing the next error, right? Now we will be having our JWT. We need to verify that if user already exists, means he is logged in, then only we can add it to his cart, right? So for that we need to get the user, and then we are checking that if the thing is already present in your cart, right? So in that case we will be saying that course already in cart, and if not, then we will be pushing that, right? The ID we will be pushing. We are taking the ID of the course and pushing that to the user database where we have our cart, right? So we have done that, and then we will be simply giving a message that added to cart. The same process we will be adding remove from cart, right? In the remove from cart, same thing, try catch block. In all the controllers we follow the same thing, right? The try catch block, and after that inside that we will be taking the ID. The same way we are verifying if user exists, then we will be checking that if the item is in the cart, that is product index, right? We are checking that if the item is already present in the cart or not. So if not found, so say product index not equal to -1, we are doing what? We are deleting that one, right? So that means that if it is present, we are removing that one. So I have done splice, so and we are saving that, and we are sending a message that product is removed from your cart, and else we are passing a message that if it is not found in your cart, that it is not found, right? So the same way, so our add to cart and delete to cart is done. Now the next thing that here is get all cart items, right? We need to see all the cart items. So for that we will be doing the thing, so the same try catch block with the error message, and then we will be passing the next error. And what else? In the try block we will be having like the same verification. If user exists, we will be getting the user, and then we will be populating users cart, right? Basically we have the field, right, in the use attribute in the user schema. So we are just populating. So we have given a path that is cart, and then we have to pass the model and whatever things we need, like title, description, tag, rating, price, image, right? So that we are taking, right? So we have done that thing. So we are populating it, and then we are returning the cart items. Then we have to do favorites. So in the same manner that we did for cart, the favorite is also the same thing. So try catch block, and after that we are verifying the like the user if it is present. Then we are checking that if the course ID is already present in user. If not, it is not present, then we are adding it, and if it is done, then we are just course added to favorite, done. Then we are adding the remove also. So remove from favorite, the same try catch block, the same thing like the cart that we did. We will be doing the same thing, right? Create the next error, and in the try we will check that if the item is in the favorite or not, and then we will remove that one, right? So first we will verify the user, getting the user, the course ID from the body, and the user JWT. Then we are checking that if it is present, then we will be just deleting that one, and then we will be saving, and in the response I will pass that course removed from your favorite successfully, right? Perfectly done, right? So favorite is also done. what else? So yeah, getting all the favorite, right? So that we have to do. So now the same manner that we did, we will be doing that get user favorites, try catch block with the error, and then in the try block we will be having user id request.user.id. we will be doing const user equals to await user.find by id. We are getting user id. We are populating the favorite and populating the purchased, right, all the stuff, and then we are checking that if the course id is matched, we are deleting, and rest of the things the same. So that is how you will be getting the favorites also. So you can use these APIs. Now one thing is left is purchase, right? If user purchase, so we have to add that course id also in the user, right? So the same try catch block, we are checking the course id. We are finding that if course is already present, that if the course is valid or not, the id, then we are checking that user is present or not. Then we will be checking that if it is all not included in user, so I will just push the course id, and then we will just pass the message that course added or course purchased successfully. Perfect. Now the next thing is getting the purchased items, right? So I have added a try catch block, the user JWT, and the same way we will be populating. The model would be course, right? And after that let us see. Yeah, so we will be having purchased item. We will be getting that from user and just pass it, right? So this is done. Just we are commenting that for buying courses. Then these are for favorites, and the first one is for cart, right? So this is basically how we can categorize. Now our controllers are done. Now we have to define our routes and middlewares are left, right? So let's define this route. So routes also we will be having two things, that is course route. So I will write course.js, and we have user route, right? So user.js. Perfect. Now in the user.js we will be importing all those stuff that are the controllers. And then what we will do here is we will define our router, that is express.router. Now then do router.post for registering, or you can do sign up also instead of register. Let us remove this one. So user login, user register. So this will be sign in and sign up, right, instead of login and those. So yeah, delete this one, change the path to registered. Instead of that we will be using sign up, and we will be calling this method, that is sign up and sign in, right? So that is how simple you can create your routes basically. So after that we will be having export default router. So this will be exporting the router by default, right? And now we need to create a middleware, that is verify token. So I will just create a verify token.js file where we need to decode the JWT and get the user ID basically from that, right? So in this we will be importing create error, and then we have a function or a controller, that is verify token, same try catch block, and passing the error, right, the same way. Now in this try block we will be checking the header, the request header, where I will check if authorization is not done, it will pass you are not authenticated, and now it will take the token and then split it, that is bearer token, and then it will decode it one using the jwt.verify token, and it will decode the user, right, basically, and it will pass that one. So basically in the JWT we are creating the token JWT with the user ID, and in decryption, that is verify token, we are doing that. And now to verify we have to pass that in the middleware. So for adding cart and removing cart and get cart, favorite cart, we have to pass that verify token on all, because it's a middleware, right? So it will be getting called first, and after that if it is successful it will call the add to cart or all these controllers that we have done. So in the course we will be having the same router kind of thing. With the router we have defined Then we have the post, get and delete method for adding codes, getting and deleting, right? So yeah, that's all what we need. Now all the things are done. Let us see in the index.js. Now we have to define those routes, right, basically, so that we can call our API. So I have imported user routes and course route, done. And now we have to define that thing, the routes. So here I will be defining the error handler first. So app.use, it will be using an error handler which will be used to handle those errors, right? And after that we will be using app.use that /API/user, and it will be calling user routes. So for user we will be having our URL, then /API/user, and then we have all those routes that we have defined. Now there is some problem, I guess. So in the imports, it will be user dot let us just change this one, dot /routes/user.js and dot /routes as course.js. Now I guess it is fixed. Still it is crashing, some of the errors are still left. Let's just see. So I have opened the postman, but before that let us just see where the error is. Okay, so in the user.js routes we have the problem. Let us just import it again, controller /user.js and verify token. Still the error has not gone. Let's just restart and see. Verify token, we have some issues, I guess. It is exported. Let us just re-import this one. So it will be /middleware/verify token. Now I guess the error should be gone. Okay, still the error is coming. So okay, now in the courses we will be having middlewares. Okay, there was a spelling typo mistake basically, so for that reason the error was coming. So what else errors do we have? In the user we have /models/user.js and /models/courses.js. What else? We have mongoose. There was some error. Yeah, we have re-imported that one. What error else? The error we have. Let's just fix this. Let's fix all the imports. Basically it might be like I have pasted that, so the errors are coming. Okay, in the middleware also let's import the error. Delete course. Okay, we haven't added any delete course, right? So for that the error was there. What else? Okay, this route we don't need. We have deleted that. Yeah, now you can see that errors are gone and it is showing MongoDB connected, right? Now let us just add one user and just see that our API is working or not. I will just log into my postman and just copy paste this one, and then I will add sign up, right? Yeah, perfect. Sign up, API user sign up. Then we will be adding our JSON body, having our name. I will give my name, I will give my email and I will give a password. You can give test at that 1 2 3 4 5, and now you can see that our user is being created and a token is generated. That is how basically our sign up is working, but some error has came. So okay, in the catch you have to pass the error, I guess. Yeah, one thing in the index.js, so what you have to do, import create error. Now you can see email already in use, but it is not coming in a format, so just cut this and paste it before the error handler. Now you can see it is coming perfectly, right? The success message, status and message, right? So yeah, user can log in, user can sign up. So basically all our APIs are going to work, I guess. So yeah, now that's the time for implementing the backend with our front end, right? So all our things are done in the backend. Let's just start. So let us create one course or get one and see. So in the index, it would be get method. You are not authenticated. So in the course, we have to remove this verify token because the course can be seen by anyone, right? So you can see one course is being passed, right? So yeah, basically our courses are coming perfectly. So this thing is done. Now let us just implement this in our front end part, right? Which is the interesting part. So yeah, so we have created one folder API under src in our client, and then we have index.js file where we are importing Axios, and then we have defined our const API equals to Axios.create localhost 8080/API, right? Then we have defined our function, that is user sign up and user sign in, where it is calling this API basically using Axios and then posting with the URL and the data, right? Basically that. So data is basically what we will be passing in our body, JSON body, right? So that is the thing. Now get all courses, and in the similar way we will be defining all the routes basically that are needed. So get cart, then we will be having, so you can see that the authorization token is passed in this manner, headers, then authorization bearer token, right? So then get cart, add to cart, delete from cart, then we have our favorites. So we will be having the same thing, just the URL will be changed, right? So get favorite, then we have add to favorite, and finally we have our delete from favorite, right? And then we have our buying options, the buying APIs basically. So we will be having, we need to change the API names. The routes are a little bit different that I have defined. Remove from favorite, it will be get favorite and add to favorite. And for cards, okay, so for placing order it will be user.purchase and then data, and getting orders it will be like user/get purchased. Perfect. And getting orders, let's change it to get courses, get ordered courses. Perfect, right? Now it is perfect. And for cart you need to change these names, we will do that later while implementing. So yeah, now API is done. Now let us set up our Redux part, right? Because for state management we need Redux, right? So in Redux we will be having our store. So I have written store.js, and we will be having reducers, right? So we will be having two reducers for of now. One is for user and is for snack bar purpose, right? So in the reducer we have the slice, that is snack bar slice or user slice, right? So yeah, now in the user slice we will be having create slice, that is initial state, and then we will be exporting that as const user slice create slice. name as user, and initial state we have to pass that we have defined that current user is null, and reducers are the functions that will be present. So for login success function we have state and action, where we are setting the state that is current user to action.payload, and location would be saved as codemy app, right? So for logout also we are just removing that one from local storage and that thing, and updating that we are just simply updating the user details. Now in the snack bar we have the same kind of thing. I think you have understood how the reducers are working. So we have initial state. In the snack bar slice we have reducer function, where we have say open snack bar, where the state is made true, message and CVR. Then we have close snack bar, so just state that open as false, and we are importing this function, so all the reducers basically. Perfect. Now the next thing that we are having is a store.js, right? Now we need to store the things, right? So for that we need all this configuration from Redux. You can just import them, and after that we have a persist config, where we have to pass key as root, version and storage. Then we have a root reducer, where we have user and snack bar. Then the user and snack bar slice are present, right? So root reducer. Then we have to do persisted reducer, where we do persist reducer equal to, and then we will be passing our reducer. Then we have a middleware, where we have ignorable actions, say flush, rehydrate and all those stuff. Not necessary to know all those stuff, you can go in the documentation and see. Now we have done with our Redux setup. Now let's just configure that in the root so that we can use our Redux. So in the root we will be having our provider first. Inside that we will be having our persist get, right? And in the persist get we will be having our app. So in the provider we will be passing our store equals to store. Then we have persist get, that is persisted equals to persister. Perfect, right? Just hit a like button if you're liking the video. So don't forget to subscribe GeeksforGeeks channel also, right? So the next thing after this is, what else do we have? Implementing this one, right? Sign in, sign up. First thing let's do the sign in, sign up. So we have a dispatch method. So use dispatch, basically coming from React Redux, right? Dispatch is used basically whenever we call in a reducer, right? So that it will update globally all the states. So so dispatch is defined. Then we have button loading. So I will simply set the button loading. Then we have validate inputs. So validate inputs are basically we will be checking that if all are present, else we will be passing as null. Then we have our text input as value, email, password. Now just pass the password so that toggle icon will be present, right? So now we have use is loading and is disabled, and whenever we click on this button sign in, it will be calling a function handle sign in. Let's define this handle sign in. So handle sign in we have defined the function, asynchronous function we have to do. So first is we will be defining set button loading and set button disabled as true, so user can't click and reloading will be shown. And then we will be calling validating inputs, so it will validate the inputs. Let us make it async. So it will validate the inputs. If it is true, then only it will call the API, that is user sign in, right? That we have defined in our API index.js. Then once it is done, it will pass the user email, password, and it will dispatch as login success, and it will set raise.data in the Redux state management. And if it is giving some error, it will catch it and it will just dispatch a snack bar and set the loading as false, right? So that is basically how it works. Let's do a sign in and see. So if we do our email and password, let's just check. In the network you can go and see that token is coming, right? So that means our login is successful. So this is perfect. The API is calling perfectly. But now what we have to do here is sign up, right? We'll be doing the same thing, right? In the sign up also we will validate the thing. Then we have the sign up function from our API, dispatch, snack bar slice and reducer slice, right? So we have to find the loading and button disabled as the two states. Then we have validate inputs where we have name, email, password. Then we will be having the props, that is set open auth, right? And handle sign up function, where we have the same thing that we had in sign in method, and in the text input we have password. Perfect. Then button we have on click, handle sign up, and the app.js yeah, we will be having current user as a selector, and that one, that is open message, right? So in open, that is coming from the Redux state management. So if it is open, we will show the toast message. Now let's just import the toast message that I have already provided in the drive link. You can use that one, right? So it will be imported from /component/toast message. Perfect, I guess. Then we have to pass our current user also in our nav bar basically, so that we can check if user is present, then we will be showing that. Now in the login also we have to pass set openauth in our sign in and sign up. Basically whenever user is signed up, we need to close the stuff, right? So for that reason we will be passing set openauth. And now in the sign in we will be using that sign in, we will be taking set openauth, and we will just do set openauth as false, right? So it will close the dialog for login and sign up, right? And current user will be shown. So that is done. In the nav bar, so toast message is giving some error. Let's just see. Okay, it is exported by default, so just remove the curly braces. Now I guess it is perfect. So yeah, now let's just log in and just see if it works perfectly or not. I will give my email address. Email address I have provided. I have to provide the password. Yeah, so in the nav bar now we have our current user also that we have already implemented while checking that one. So current user .name and all the stuff will be shown, right? So if we log in, we can see that. What else? If I miss something, let's just see. So yeah, in the current user we are checking that current user, if current user is present, then we will be showing this button. If it is not present, and if he is present, then we will be showing that nav link for favorites and all those stuff, shopping cart outline, right? Yeah, and an avatar and a text button for logging out, right? So that is basically what we wanted. So we will just simply call dispatch logout. So text button, let us import. Let us just create a text button. So I will define first of all dispatch, const dispatch equal to use dispatch, and then we have a text button. Basically we have a text button. Yeah, so you can just copy the CSS that I have done. Basically the same thing that we have in the forgot password. Perfect. Now you can see that logout is also coming and user is logged in, right? So yeah, that is basically how you manage your states. And now the next thing is basically the course listing, the pages basically, right? So course listing pages will be calling the get all course API, right? So for that I will write const get all courses, which will be an asynchronous function where we will be having a await method, and we will just call the API. We have get all course, so I will add get all course and just import that one from API, and then we will be we don't need to pass anything, and then we will call a then method, and the response we will be taking, and in the response we will set this as the course, right? So set course response.data. Perfect. And in the use state, by default remove all the things, the numbers, and we will have a loading basically, so that we can check if it is loading or not. And then in the use effect we will be calling this function, right, whenever the page is being loaded. So use effect hook is used for that only. Whenever the page loads, the use effect functions are called. So we will pass empty array because we need only once when the page loads. Then we have a loading, that is a circular progress, and if it is not loading, we will show the courses, right, the course wrapper. And now what we have mapped, we have to pass that in our course card. So I will write simply course equal to course, so that we can use this props in our course card and just simply show the image and all those stuff. So now in the course you can see one item is present, right, that is fetched from the API itself. So now let's just go into the course card and let us just modify the thing. So what we have to modify in the course card, the first thing is the image, right? So long image src was provided, so let's just remove that one. src, we will be passing image src. We have course card having title, description and all those stuff. So in the image src we will pass course.image. So we are adding a question mark that for if some case it is not present, then it should not throw any error, right? So we have course.image, course.rating, then course.title, course.description, what else do we have, then price. So rupees, course.image, like price.original price. Then we have the price.mrp and the discount, right? So it will be course price.off, percentage off. Now it is coming perfect. The image was not there, that is not coming, right? So yeah, so this is done, I guess. And now when we click on this, it should navigate us to the details page with the perfect ID. So we will be just simply adding course/course.id. Let's just see if we click, it is taking us to undefined. Okay, it would be underscore ID, not simple ID, underscore ID. Now if you just reload and see, yeah, it is taking us to the perfect ID, right? So that is done. Now the next thing that we are going to do here is adding the cart functionality, right? So in the details page we want to add that thing. So in the user dashboard, first let us complete the user dashboard, which will be easy. So we are having current user, we will be just copying and pasting that from our app.js, and we will be importing the use selector. And now instead of profile name, just pass current user, if present then dot name, the same way current user dot email, right? And const array of courses selected set courses equals to use state. We will be having courses dot map, we will map this to course card, right? So course and course will be course. We are passing the same way what we did in the course listing page, right? The same manner we have done that one. And we will call this API in the user dashboard for getting all the course that are of user, right? So use effect we have imported. Instead of get all course, we will be just changing that to what was the name, get ordered course, right? Ordered courses, and just define the loading, set loading, perfect, use state false, true. Then we will be at that loading there. So if it is loading, we will be showing a circular progress bar, and done, perfect, right? So this is done. Now what's next? So we have the favorite and add to cart and all this stuff, right? So for that we have to add that in our card, right? For adding to cart or favorite, right? So yeah, let's just first of all define the what to define first. Define the use states, that is favorite and set favorite, and favorite loading and set favorite loading, and use state false, right? That is basically by default, and adding a dispatch, right? So after that we will be having a function that is add favorite. The same way we have to pass the, let's see what we have to pass in the favorite. So in the favorite we have to pass the course ID, so I will change it to course ID and course underscore ID, and then open snack bar. Let's just import the open snack bar. I will just import this here, open snack bar. It will be having dot slash, I guess, one more. Store reducer, then snack bar. Perfect. So now our course here is also done, course card. So that is for adding to favorite. The same way the API call and handling it with the errors. Just for removing the favorites, we will be having that. The API name is delete from favorite, so just do that, delete from favorite, just import. Perfect. What else do we need? Add to favorite. Perfect. Delete from favorite, add to favorite, course ID will be present, and that will be course. Now we have to check also, but before that, should we do the cart? Adding the cart. So in the cart, the method was add to cart. The same way we need to pass the ID, course ID, and it will navigate us to the cart page. Then we will be checking the favorite. So we are getting all the favorite list, and then we will be checking that if the current one is in the list. So in that case we will set the favorite as true, and if not, we will set the favorite as false. Perfect. So we are doing that, and after that what else? In the menu item we have added that one check, that if it is favorite then we will be showing that field, and if not we are showing bordered one, right, with not a red color. We have to add a on click function also in the menu items, that whenever it is clicked it should be shown up, right? Add it on click. What else? So let us just create some courses. So I will change the price and then MRP. Title I have provided. Then you can provide any description. Then we will be adding some of the tags, and let's just check that if it works perfectly or not. Let's see. Let's take one image from Google. You can take any image. You can take any of the image. I am just selecting randomly. Just copy this URL and just in the image pass the string. What else do we need? Let's just send it. So the method would be post, and it would be course / add, right, instead of get. So course validation while duration is required. Okay, so we need to pass the duration and the video, I guess, right? So let's just add the duration. Let's just see what was it. I guess it is a string, most probably. Duration is a type string. So just we can provide anything what we want. Duration, say 01.50.00 hours. Perfect. What else? So yeah, in the videos we have the type, title, link, description. We have to do that area of object title. We will say you can give any title you want. Module 1, intro to React.js, you can give that. HTML, CSS. Then we have description. So in this description you will be passing the course, complete tutorial in HTML, CSS. Just add it like what you want. Then we have a video. So in that we have a link. Sorry, not a video, we have a link. So in that link you can just add any of the link of your videos, private videos that are being hosted in any of the servers. For now I am just using a YouTube link, but you can definitely use your own video, and you can add a video player also, but we are not going in depth of that. We need to understand the code structure, how it works. I will just copy and paste the same thing and just change the name here, say module 2 and say introduction to React.js, right? So complete tutorial on React.js. Perfect. Then let us create. So you can see that created course is coming. So now if you remove all this thing and reload, you can see that it is coming perfectly fine, right? I guess you have liked this one, the card, right? So give it a thumbs up if you are liking it, right? So yeah, after that, what do we have next? So let's just create some multiple this courses. But before that, just let us go to the checkout page and let us just implement that thing. In our checkout page, if we are adding something in our cart, so for that what we need to do here is dispatch method, use dispatch, and then we have the loading, say set state, use state, and let us import the dispatch from React Redux. What else? Get products. So we have copied pasted that one and just simply change the API name to get cart, I guess. What was in the API? So get cart, right? So just do get cart, import it, and then just set course, create a use state for the course, and then the get cart. Once it is done, just set the courses to restaurant data. Set loading will be false, then await delete from cart. Perfect, right? Rest of the things are done. The same manner we are implementing the APIs. Just import the open snack bar. Open snack bar is now imported. Const calculate subtotal, return course.reduce. Then we have a use effect where we have get products. So I will write get courses. Then we will be having what we will be having. We will be passing src courses. Then now we are going to map these courses simply, basically. So we will put this inside our map function, so it will be over the table. So now we are mapping that in the image, parse course.image. Then we have to pass the title and description, right? So it will be course.title description. Perfect. Table item rupees.course.price, and the stuff are done. So it's done, I guess. Perfect. What else? Remove from cart. We need to pass only the ID and the type we don't need. Let us check in the delete what we are doing. So in deleting from cart, we are taking the ID from the params, right? So it would be ID like that. Perfect. I think it is pretty much completed. Remove from cart, just pass the ID. We don't need any quantity and all those stuff, right? So yeah. Then the next thing what we are having, what else do we have? I guess the things are pretty much done. Checkout page is done. We have your dispatch error. Yeah, now if you click on favorite, it is performing perfectly right. And also in the cart, codes.map is not defined, it is showing. But why? Let us just see. Instead of that, let us change the subtotal also. So calculate subtotal, we have called that one. Then codes. Then we have course.map is not defined, not a function. Where it is? Failed with status 404. Okay, so it is having some issues. Let's just see. Okay, the API calls are having some issues because we have mismatched the names basically. Let's just change the names as we have in our routes. We have to pass the ID as the props. Okay, so remove card, add to card, and now we have to pass the ID, that is basically the data. We have to write a dollar and ID. Okay, it was in favorite, not in favorite, it will be in the cart, right? So yeah, in the data we will be just changing that to ID and then just simply pass that ID along with the URL, right? So we don't need any data. So like that we will do. And what else? Done, right? So yeah, now remove from cart, it will be only passing the ID. We don't need any object kind of thing. So this is done. Then in the course card also we have implemented that. Now if you reload, you can see nothing is coming present, and if you add, it is taking us to the cart page, right? But it is not showing. You can inspect this thing, but I am not going into deep into this thing because we are almost done with this one. And also you can see the other videos like the food delivery app and the e-commerce where we have implemented the cart successfully along with the favorites. Also you can go, and that's your homework basically, right? Kind of thing. So yeah, the token, I guess it was the error. It will be codemy because the authorization error was coming. So you can just check this out, debug this thing where the error is coming, right? And if you get any problem, you can reach out to me easily, or you can write in the comment box also. So it will be navigating us to the cart. Yeah, we can fix this issue later, but let us see what else are left. What else? Yeah, all the things are done, I guess, pretty much, right? So we can do one thing is we can add some more courses so that it can look beautiful, right? So just search React.js course image and just simply just get an image and just add it into your database so that it will look nice, right? So we should have multiple courses, right? So just check for images and just do that thing. You can also skip this part if it is boring, because I am searching the image and just using that one. You can also skip that, or you can cut this part. So now if you come back, you can see some of these courses coming and it is looking pretty much nice, I guess, right? Similarly like the Udemy part. Perfect. So rest of the APIs you can simply implement them. We have built that, but you can implement them. And also there are videos, my previous videos, you can go and watch that also. You will be getting an understanding of that favorite and the same thing. It is very simple, just call those API and map it. So yeah, now it is looking pretty much good, I guess. So hope you have liked the video. One thing is left, that is our details page, where we need to show the stuff that are in our course. So for that, come back to the course details page. So it will be in the course details page, right? So we will be simply just calling that API using the ID that we are going to get. So just get the ID from the params. So it will be course instead of courses, and just have that get course. We have our index, get all course, right? Just change this one to get course details. It will be a get method, get, and you can add a ID instead of filter, and it will be course/ID, right? But we don't have made this API in our backend. We will be just creating that API also. So it will be a use state, then use effect, import that things. Yeah, now let us just create this one. So in the course, I will just copy and paste that one, and instead of that, I will just remove the find by ID. I will just do find by ID and remove all the stuff, and I will pass the ID here. Now the ID we have to take it from params. So just take the ID and just pass the ID and just simply return the course, right? Yeah, perfect. And name it to get course details. And in the users, sorry, it will be const. Then in the routes you have to define this one. So I will write router.get with ID. Then we will write get course details. And if we pass one ID, set this one and just change the method to get, you can see we are getting it, right? So we have just simply built this one in some few seconds, right? So yeah, so now this API is callable, I guess. Perfect, we have done all the stuff, right? Now let's just change this to dynamic instead of static. So I will change this one to image, that is course.image. The same thing that we do, right? So course.image, then we have course.title and course.description, right? Perfect. Then we have the tags, we have that course tags. So perfect, we have to map the tags. Basically just simply use a map function that we do and just map it basically. So we have tag, videos, we will pass the video, and then in the course video card we have to modify this one. Going back to the card, course video card. Let's just make this dynamic again. So I will just delete this part, the image part I will delete. I will taking video as a props, then I will just write video dot title and video dot description. In the card, when we click on this card, we have to pass a href so that it will be linked to the take us to the video, right? Because we haven't implemented any media player, so it will take us to the link. It will be a, and just give it a text decoration none. So request failed with 500. Why so? It's taking time to load. It's taking some time to load. I don't know why. Let's just restart it. I don't know why it's taking the time, but meanwhile, let's just remove this text decoration and see. Yeah, compiled successfully. It should come. Okay, failed with 500. If we inspect, internal server error is occurring, but why so? In the course detail, okay, we need to pass the id, right? We haven't passed that one. So id will be coming from use params, basically React router DOM. We will be taking the id from the parameter, right? So yeah, using use params, you can just implement this one. Use params, let us import use param from React router DOM, and we will be good to go. React router DOM, perfect. And if we now reload, yeah, it's coming, right? So just add that one. As I said, first thing is we have to pass the image also with the video so that it will be shown in the video cards, right? So yeah, give it a text decoration of none, and the image, pass the image. We have an image prop, and just simply pass that one as the image, right? Image img, perfect. Now let's just see. Yeah, now it is looking perfect, right? If you click, it will take us to the video, right? So like that it will be working. So yeah, that's it about today's video. There are a few homeworks like the search, the cart, and what else? Yeah, and also you can do the one thing, login and sign up part. So that's all for today's video. Thank you. If you have liked that, just give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Till then, bye bye.